And welcome back. The field back in line as we're getting ready for the restart here in Martinsville, Virginia. Ryan Gifford still out front. Jake Crum will be on the outside of row number 1. Sergio Pena on the inside of row 2.
3 Revolution racing cars right now in the top 4 positions.
How about Ryan Gifford? Shot out of a cannon coming out of turn number 4 when the green flag went in the air. He's got the preferred line. Right behind him in the 0-1, Jake Crum, but maybe not for long. Derek, what's going on with these tires?
Well, guys, we've been seeing a lot of flat tire issues down there. Some guys came down pit road with right front flats. The 60 of DJ Shaw had a right front flat. The 71 of Eddie McDonald, the 8 of McKenna Bell, the 20 of Brett Moffitt, all had right front flats. I asked some of the crew chiefs, is it because the modifieds were out there before and left debris out on the track? And they said that could be the case, or it could be so hot here today, these tires aren't used to racing on a track like this, and they're melting the beads off the right fronts.
There you go, Phil. I think that was a affirmation of what you've been talking about.
Yeah, we see that. Oh, caution on the racetrack. Scott Booley around.
Booley gets turned around, and that will bring out caution number 3. So Scott Booley stopped right in the groove. And when you've got a caution, that means we've got a free pass, and that goes to Zach Germain. He will be back on the lead lap when we get ready to go back to green. Ryan Gifford still in front of the pack. Welcome back to the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East race from Martinsville, Virginia. On the inside, Ryan Gifford. On the outside, Jake Crum coming out of turn number 4, and green flag goes back in the air. Jake Crum is going to win the race back to the start-finish line. Phil, they can do that in this series.
Yeah, this is a little bit different than the 3 major series of NASCAR. All the regional touring series, when the green flag comes out, you start racing. Doesn't matter who wins the race to the line.
So Jake Crum out in front, but way up high through 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to hold on to that lead?
Ooh, it looked like Ryan Gifford got a little bit loose there trying to get back to the throttle. Not able to do anything with the 0-1 of Jake Crum.
Darrell Wallace Jr. in the 6, just in front of the 0-0 of Ryan Truex. Truex is moving through the field. He gets by Sergio Pena. Here comes Cole Witt looking to the inside of that 4 of Pena.
Darrell Wallace Jr. got by the 2 of Ryan Gifford to take over the 2nd spot. That 12 car in front right now is a lap down car. That's Beto Montero.
And the 0-0 of Ryan Truex now making his way by the 2 of Ryan Gifford, so a little bit slower on the racetrack now is Gifford. Cole Witt able to get by as well.
Well, after dominating the early part of this race, obviously Ryan Gifford has some sort of a problem. I don't know if he has a right front tire that's going soft or what, but he's losing a tremendous amount of positions.
Matt Kobaluk also making the pass. Here comes Kevin Swindell in the 9. When you get hung out on the outside, it is a very difficult situation.
Yeah, but see him, actually looks like he either has a brake issue or maybe something went wrong with the engine, because he just doesn't go at the second half of the straightaway.
Sergio Pena getting into the back of him as they came out of 4. You see Brett Moffitt making his way by as well. Here comes Ty Dillon in the 3.
Look how much ground he loses in the second half of the straightaway. It looks like he comes off the corner okay, and right there you see how the 4 of Sergio Pena just drives up beside him.
Could be a brake issue, as you mentioned, not being able to trust the brakes when he gets in and throw that car into the corner as far as the other drivers are.
Yeah, he's just pumping the brakes down the straightaway, trying to get that pedal back. We talk about how much harder this racetrack is on brakes. You can boil the brake fluid very easily.
Now he's back in line. At least he tried to be back in line. Jason Pattison in the 17 moves to the inside, pushes Ryan Gifford back out. Again, our pole sitter having problems at Martinsville after dominating the early part of this race. Now he is dropping back quickly.
Now that corner, it looked like he drove in pretty hard, but he lost some ground in the center. Now Jake Crum's he ran into the curb.
He gets into the back of the 12. Again, the 12 is a lap down car. That's Beto Montero.
He's doing his best to try to stay on the lead lap, but now he's gonna finally give way to Jake Crum. Jake's gonna be able to get by.
And here comes Darrell Wallace Jr. in the 6, currently running in the 2nd spot.
How about Ryan Truex now, starting at the very back of the pack, all the way up to 3rd.
He's able to get by Beto as well as they cross the stripe. The 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. just in front of the 0-0.
There's Andrew Smith, the 37, getting underneath the 40 of Matt Kobaluk. That's a battle for the 7th position.
Work on the outside. Right up against the curb is that 37 of Smith. Here comes Brett Moffitt in the 20.
It's the flag, Kim Lopez, the flag person, giving the move over flag to the 12. of Montero.
Still side by side. Kovaluk on the outside. Smith on the inside. Battling for position. This is normally where we'll see one of them skirt up the racetrack. Either get into the other one or get out of that line. Here comes Brett Moffitt, giving Andrew Smith a little bit of a nudge.
Brett got such a good break when the caution came out just as he cut down his right front tire.
Allowed him to get onto pit road, fix that problem, and get back out, not lose a lap.
Looks like Andrew Smith's finally going to clear Matt Kovaluk.
He will bring Brett Moffitt with him in the 20. So now Moffitt on the inside, Kovaluk on the outside.
There's Ty Dillon, fourth Sergio Pena, right behind Ty. What a terrific run Ty's older brother Austin had at Texas in the Camping World Truck Series. Sat on a pole and finished third for his best career finish.
Tell you what, sideways is the 40 of Kovaluk. I was going to say, what a great couple weeks for Richard Childress, grandfather of both Ty Dillon and Austin Dillon.
Ty's going to be able to make his way by Kovaluk. Here comes Sergio Pena. That is a battle for the 9th position right now.
Kovaluk just keeps dropping back. Kovaluk had been up into the top 5, but when you get on that outside line, you get hung out. And now Kovaluk is able to find the curb once again.
Ooh, Josh Richards is going to drive up. Oh, and he's going to get turned around.
Josh Richards was forcing the issue. He gets spun all the way around. Our 5th caution of the day comes out. And that is obviously a bad thing for Josh Richards, but a good thing for Beta Monteiro. He will get the free pass, and so he will get back on the lead lap. What a difficult situation, though, for Josh Richards. He was really forcing it in there. Let's take another look.
There's Matt Kovaluk. He slides up a little bit, not even a full car width, though. Josh Richards gets to the inside. They make contact, and then Josh just tries to get back on the throttle real hard and couldn't quite get the rear end hooked up.
Had a little help from Andrew Ranger in the 35 behind him. Give him a little shove to finish that turnaround, but you see him dive right in there. Thought there was an opening, but Kovaluk didn't want there to be.
Oh, Josh's right front tire got hooked up with the left rear tire of Matt Kovaluk. That's what turned him around.
So problems for Josh Richards means an opening on pit road. Jake Crum, our race leader, comes to pit road. That relinquishes the lead to Darrell Wallace. We'll be back for the restart in just a moment. And welcome back to Martinsville, Virginia. Darrell Wallace Jr., Ryan Truex, Cole Witt, Andrew Smith, Brett Moffitt stay on the racetrack, and they are your top 5. Coming out of turn number 4, green flag back in the air.
How about the guys that restart the race? Both started at the very back of the pack at the beginning of the race.
Darrell Wallace Jr. on the inside, Ryan Truex on the outside. Let's see if he can hold the position. He does. Cole Witt, though, in the 84, trying to give Ryan Truex chase for that 2nd spot.
He had some illusions of grandeur there. He thought he was going to get that inside line, but Ryan Truex got right back to the bottom. Ooh, Ryan Truex a little bit sideways off of 4.
A little wiggle. We see Brett Moffitt moving up into the 4th position.
3 wide.
3 wide at Martinsville. It doesn't normally work. Ty Dillon backs off. That was smart. Jody Lavender was on the inside. Andrew Ranger was right in the middle in that 35. This is a great battle for 8th now as we see Ty Dillon working to the inside of Andrew Ranger.
Yeah, Andrew Ranger left that door open. He knew Ty was coming. He gave him some room. That may have saved them both.
Andrew Ranger ducks to the inside, trying to get back behind that 3, but we see Kevin Swindell in the 9 making the pass.
That is so frustrating when you're out there on the outside. You know you have to get to the inside, but nobody will let you in.
Right now, a great battle for the lead. Here comes Ryan Truex on the inside of Darrell Wallace Jr. The drag race down the front stretch, and Darrell Wallace Jr. wins it, but Ryan Truex trying to force that 0-0 in there.
The 7 car Ryan Duff around on the front stretch.
He comes to stop just out of turn number 4, and that's going to bring out our 6th caution of the day. So Ryan Duff not able to keep it running. He fires it back up. We'll try to find a slot to get turned back around and get everyone back in line. Darrell Wallace Jr. in front of Ryan Truex. And the field back in line. Darrell Wallace Jr., Ryan Truex making up the front row. Cole Witt and Brett Moffitt making up row number 2. Coming out of turn number 4. Back into the gas we go. Green flag in the air. Darrell Wallace Jr. with a great restart.
How about Brett Moffitt now jumping to the inside? He's hoping Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to open up that hole for him.
Slides as he comes out of turn number 2. Down the back stretch they go. A drag race. Ryan Truex has the nose in front of Darrell Wallace Jr. Let's see if he can hold the position.
He stays even with him through 3 and 4.
making it tight as he crosses the stripe. He has actually scored your leader and will take the lead away from Darrell Wallace Jr.
And able to get to the bottom of the racetrack in front of Darrell Wallace.
We don't see that very often. You pass on the outside at Martinsville, but Ryan Truex just did it. Got in front of the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr.
Ooh, a little nudge there. Oh, and another nudge from behind. Brett Moffitt gets in the back of Darrell Wallace Jr.
Brett Moffitt now has the nose on the inside of that 6. Is he going to force the issue? Darrell Wallace Jr. stays high. Here comes Brett Moffitt trying to take second away.
Great side-by-side battle for second. Jody Lavender, the 88, right behind this group.
And the 7th caution of the day comes out on lap 132. This time it is debris, NASCAR is saying, on the racetrack that brought out this caution. So the 7th time we've been slowed for a caution flag, and Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to move back in front of Brett Moffitt as he was scored just in front of him when the caution flag came out. So Ryan Truex takes over the top spot. There's the debris on the racetrack. Darrell Wallace Jr. is second, Brett Moffitt third, Jody Lavender, Cole Witt making up our top 5. Ryan Truex on the inside, Darrell Wallace Jr. on the outside. Brett Moffitt, Jody Lavender making up row number 2 as they come out of 4. We'll see who has the advantage. Green flag back in the air.
Great start. Darrell Wallace Jr. pulled ahead a little bit going to turn 1, but Ryan Truex on the inside will be too tough.
Here comes Brett Moffitt looking to the inside of Darrell Wallace Jr. for second.
They make a little bit of contact over in turn number 2. Darrell Wallace barely gets back to the bottom, but now he slides up a little bit.
Here comes Moffitt hugging the inside of this racetrack. The drag race down into turn number 1. It looks as though Darrell Wallace Jr. has the advantage. Jody Lavender on the outside, now Cole Witt on the inside.
Cole Witt looks like he's trying to get that 4th spot. He's got the preferred line on the inside.
You saw Ryan Truex take the position away from Darrell Wallace Jr. earlier on the outside. Let's see if he can make it stick coming out of turn number 4. It looks like Cole Witt's going to have the preferred line. And here comes Kobaluk just behind him.
We saw Kobaluk fading earlier. He made his way to pit road, make some adjustments. Car better now.
Cole Witt trying to stay out in front of that 88 of Jody Lavender. Here comes the 40 of Matt Kobaluk once again right on the back bumper of Cole Witt. Lavender way up high, slides coming out of turn number 4. Kobaluk is going to get by Jody Lavender.
Looked like he got those right side tires out in the loose stuff. Lost a little bit of ground. Kevin Swindell now is going to drive by Jody Lavender. Ty Dillon next on the list.
Jody looks like he's got his hands full right now as he ducks in behind Kevin Swindell in that number 9. Ty Dillon just behind him in the 3.
Ryan Truex opens up 2-3 car length lead right now over Darrell Wallace Jr. Brett Moffitt running 3rd.
Single file line once again. You see a little bit of damage to the right front of that 00. Now Darrell Wallace and Brett Moffitt are going to be battling it out for second, it looks like. Moffitt looks very strong today as he's coming up on the back bumper of Darrell Wallace Jr.
Ryan Truex already made his pit stop for right side tires and fuel. He should be able to go the distance.
Kevin Swindell behind Matt Kobaluk.
Jumps to the inside.
Swindell. Oh, contact. Kobaluk. Is he going to keep it straight? He does. Kobaluk keeps going the right direction. Jody Lavender trying to take advantage of the bobble.
It was a great save by Matt Kobaluk. You just knew when the 9 of Kevin Swindell dive bombed that there was going to be contact there.
And Kobaluk saves it. Holds on to just only losing 1 position to Jody Lavender. Now Ty Dillon on the back bumper. I'm guessing, though, Matt Kobaluk wants to get right back up and find out what's going on with Kevin Swindell.
Well, that's what's frustrating, because now he's behind the 88 of Jody Lavender, so he's got a car in between him and the 9 car. I'm sure if you could get to the 9 car's bumper, it will let him know that he didn't appreciate that.
Ty Dillon looks to the inside of the 40. The 40 swing a little bit wider entry into turn number 3.
A nice arc getting in the corner. That lets that car roll through the center of the corner very freely.
So Kobaluk, you see the damage on the left rear of that thanks to the 9 of Kevin Swindell. There's the difference between 1 and 2. Brett Moffitt running 3rd. Here comes the battle for 4th.
Kevin Swindell did the exact same thing to Cole Witt.
It looks like Swindell's going to use the front end of this race car to make a few passes.